All right, so this video is all about when I'm coining the Heist commandments. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, damn it, Adam, I bought this course because I wanted to learn how to sell better on Amazon. I totally get it. But I'm telling you, this principles section and really this Heist commandments section in particular is as important as the tactics and strategies for finding success on Amazon. These are items and principles that I've culled over my business life, I'd say over the last 5 years, and I've taken note of them and I've implemented them into my life. And I think that these are some of the things that are foundational to my ability to find success in business and life. So I wanted to reveal those here so you could learn from them. Come back to this video in good times and bad. And I think it's an important thing to think about those principles that are important to finding success. So the key point of this video are really to outline the guiding principles to help improve your odds at succeeding in business and frankly in life. Principle number 1, be impatient with action and patient with results. This is not a get rich quick strategy in the Amazon business. In fact, I'm not really aware of any other than being lucky. I think a lot of people get a little bit down when they don't realize success immediately. And when I say success immediately, it's not 1 week, 1 month, it's literally 1 year. Some of these seeds that you sow through these strategies take time to grow. But when they do grow, they have exponential impact and they ultimately really truly change your life. So you should be wanting to have impatience with the things you do on a daily basis. You should always be implementing. You should always be taking action. Those are the things that you should have ultimate urgency with. What you shouldn't have urgency with are the results and outcomes that stem from that, because those take time to germinate. Commandment number 2, speed is king. Speed is always an advantage. Don't lock up with imperfect information or feel like you need to be perfect at something before you implement it. One of the biggest impacts I've seen in my own personal business career and Amazon businesses are when I went from idea to action and implementation. There's a massive advantage in not overthinking stuff and overstewing on stuff. Go from idea to action and implement things as quickly as you can. Commandment number 3 is it's not going to be pretty. Fall in love with messiness. If you expect this to all be a smooth, happy process, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's just not going to play out that way. You've got to realize that you're going to fail. You're going to stumble. Bad things are going to happen. Amazon's going to do irrational things that are going to really piss you off. Your competitors are going to do things that are going to piss you off. Everything you implement is not going to work. Recognize that part of the process to success involves mistakes, issues, and messiness. But on the other side of that messiness is where the magic happens. If you learn to suffer through stuff, if you learn to have determination, if you learn how to piece through the messiness and get comfortable with the messiness, you will find success. Commandment number 4, it's on me. I talked about this in the last video with a good buddy of mine that succumbed to colon cancer, but Clint Eastman's famous saying with extreme ownership was always, it's on me. You don't control the things that happen to you. You don't control all the things that happen in your Amazon business. What you do control is the mentality, the emotional state, and the decisions that you make after those things that happen to you in your business. You control those. You control your emotions. You control the decisions you make. So when bad things are happening, lean on that. Lean on the things that you can control, not on the things that are beyond you, and take ownership for everything in your life and your business. Commandment number 5, we aim for leverage always. I would say probably one of the number 1 things that you can do is to focus on the things that matter and do those well. And if it's something that you can do once that will pay dividends tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you should prioritize the actions and the decisions and the things you dedicate your attention to those high leverage tasks that you can do once and that replicate themselves. Commandment number 6, and related to leverage, is that everything compounds. So if you waste time, if you focus on the wrong things, that's going to compound itself in negative ways. On the flip side, if you focus on those little incremental activities, do those little things today, those little things this week, those little things this month, those things snowball into hundreds of incremental actions that have an outsized impact and compounding impact on your business and on your results. So while it's hard to see the forest through the trees sometimes when you're in the grind, when you're in your Amazon business on a day-to-day basis, realize that if you're focusing on those right things, if you're focusing on the things that matter, on those high leverage tasks, they will reveal themselves in a magnificent way when the compounding effect takes hold. Commandment 7, set the stage for something to happen, and it will. I fundamentally believe that with patience and with doing the right things on a long enough timeline, we'll always get rewarded. But it takes you to walk through the door. You've got to set the stage. You've got to create the elements such that they can take hold and success can reveal itself. Commandment 8, give. It's very easy to be selfish and think about yourself and all things and get into your own head. It's a little bit harder to look at others and to put good out into the world, and in our case, into the FBA Blueprint community. If you find success, if you find wins, lean on your community and reveal those things, and it will come back to you tenfold. So be kind, be sharing. If we all do that together, the benefit of all of us giving will have an outsized impact for all of us as individuals. Commandment 9, how you do something is as important as what you do. I don't think that anybody here wants to build a 7-figure business only to have all the reasons and things that we did it for not happen. Living in alignment with those ethical standards that you hold for yourself, doing things that you yourself and your family would be proud of you for, that matters. It's all for naught if you build a 7+ figure Amazon business, but you forget why you did it in the first place. So remember that how you do something is as important, if not more important, than the outcomes of the things that you do. Commandment number 10, experimental failure is good, operational failure is bad. And this is one I've stolen from our boy Elon Musk. I think it's so true. You're going to make mistakes in your Amazon business. You're going to fail. You're going to wish you woulda, shoulda, coulda done certain things. That's okay. But what's not okay is to fail and repeat it. Take note of those lessons learned, and they're very, very valuable, but don't repeat them. Make sure that you course correct when you see things happen, that you implement processes and systems and decision frameworks such that you don't repeat them again. Mistakes can be expensive, but they're absolutely insanely expensive when you repeat them. Commandment 11, hard work is overrated, consistency is underrated. I would much rather have somebody that does those little things that matter every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, than somebody who spins themselves off and works themselves to the bone on the wrong things. I believe that you've got a matchbook every single day, and there's only so many matches that you can strike in a single day, especially when it comes to making decisions and putting effort in. Be very, very conscious of the matches that you choose to strike on a daily basis and make sure that they're going to the right things. And realize that continually putting one foot in front of the other with consistency, and most importantly with discipline, that is going to outsize and outweigh the impact of just pure elbow grease hard work any day of the week. And then finally, probably most importantly from a motivation standpoint, is commandment number 12, which is remember why you're doing this. We all have reasons why we decided to pursue an Amazon business, and they're different for everybody. But at their core, there's an intrinsic, deep, and powerful motivation that comes from understanding your why. And when things get tough, when you get screwed over by a supplier, when Amazon suppresses your listing unfairly, when a competitor deploys 1-star reviews on your product, when a launch doesn't go well, when pay-per-click costs go up, when you've lost rank, all these bad things can and will happen in your Amazon business. At its core, when you take a step back to make the right decision moving forward, remember why you're doing it. That will get you through the heartache. That will get you through the messiness. That will get you through the inevitable suffering that comes from building a business. But I'll tell you from experience, the suffering, the dull suffering that could exist living a life that's not for you and your family is much more painful in the long term than those sharp pains and those sharp suffering that can happen being an entrepreneur. I'm going to leave a poster link down below if you want a PDF copy of these. Again, reference them from time to time. Whether it's good times or bad, it's good to reflect on some of these commandments because I believe that as guiding principles, they can have a massive impact on your journey as an entrepreneur and as an Amazon seller.